Yo, what's going on YouTube? Wook here, and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be discussing the possibility of a secret cup coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Let's dive right into it. First, just a reminder that I'll be doing a giveaway once the channel hits 2,000 subscribers for a $20 Nintendo eShop card. So that means to join the giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed. Also, if you want to talk all things Mario Kart or about anything in general, join my Discord server. The link will be in the description down below. Oh, I also started an esports team called Team Solar. For more information, check out the description. Now let's get on with the video. So yeah, I'm starting to become one of those believers that Nintendo could add a secret cup to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Let me tell you why. So once Wave 6 comes out, there will be 96 tracks in the game. 96! Doesn't that seem like just a little bit of a weird number to end on? Now yes, I know 96 is already a lot, like a lot. But what if they added one more cup that will bring in 4 more tracks, bringing us to a nice 100? There are still tons of retros in Tour that didn't make it into Deluxe, so they have a lot of options to choose from. And I know that's what a lot of people want, is more tracks, because there are some fan favorite tracks that people want, like me, that didn't make it into Deluxe that could perfectly fit in Deluxe. Now, I know a lot of people can also use the argument that, well, look, they should probably just save these tracks to the next Mario Kart game. And you're right, that's probably what they're gonna do. But I think adding 4 more really wouldn't hurt Nintendo. So how could we bring in a secret cup? Well, I have 2 ideas. The first one is that Nintendo just goes, here you go, here's the secret cup. Thanks for being Mario Kart fans for so long and making Deluxe our best-selling game. They could literally just give it to us out of surprise, like anything, like they could just give it to us. Or they could go like a cool route for us fans and let us unlock it. Now you might be saying, well, how would that work? So you would have to beat the base game on 150cc and get 3 stars on every track and cup, and then do the same thing for waves 1 through 6. I believe this would be an amazing award for players to receive, and would really be the icing on the cake. Like, I mean, you put in all this work to 3-star everything, especially to 3-star all the DLC tracks, so you would want something from doing that, right? So why not give us a cool secret cup? So the question I know you're all asking right now is, what 4 tracks would we see in the final cup? Now obviously I would love tracks like Wario Coliseum or Toad's Factory, and heck, even the addition of Rob. But I know they never made their way into Mario Kart Tour, so I'm only going to pick tracks that didn't make the cut from that game to Deluxe. Now, before I give you my top 4, there are some honorable mentions I want to say, because it was really hard to pick 4 tracks. Like, come on man, there's like 55 plus some tracks all in Mario Kart that still didn't make the cut, and there's probably like 30 some from Tour that didn't make the cut. So there's got to be some honorable mentions, like, come on. So for honorable mention number 1 is N64 Koopa Troopa Beach. This is the 3rd race course of the Mushroom Cup in Mario Kart 64. It acts as a successor to the Koopa Beach courses in Super Mario Kart, and features a distinct Koopa Troopa rock formation seen shortly after the race begins. The track is the first in the game to feature an explicit shortcut available without the use of an item. I love the vibes and the music of this track, but because it's a relatively short and straightforward course, I decided to leave this one off the list. For my next honorable mention is GBA Yoshi Desert, which was the 3rd course of the Star Cup in Mario Kart Super Circuit. In this course, you race in a vast desert complete with rolling sand dunes, cacti, and a scorching sun overhead, all while there are pyramids and a Yoshi Sphinx statue in the background. While this track is entertaining and I do love the Yoshi statues, there are a few other tracks that take the spot. Also, for similar reasons as this track, shout out to Wee Dry Dry Ruins. Sorry, Ryder. My final honorable mention, which might come to a shock to you all, is 3DS Wario Shipyard. This was the 2nd course of the Star Cup in Mario Kart 7, and the course takes place around a Wario-branded sunken pirate ship in stormy weather. The course features several references to previous courses and games, minecarts filled with gold appear, and that's pretty much a reference to Wario's gold mine. This track is super unique and was one of my favorites from Mario Kart 7. But with Piranha Plant Cove coming in Wave 6, I think the vibes are just a little too similar with like the underwater ruins and all that stuff. But with how cool this track is and all the other ones I mentioned, I could see all these courses making it into the next Mario Kart game. So now let's talk about the 4 tracks I would want in the Secret Cup. Track number 1, GCN Mushroom Bridge. Man, I am honestly super shocked this track didn't make the cut. I believe this was one of the tracks that kept getting cut for other tracks to make it into the Booster Course Pass. And I get it. It's like a simpler track, and I could see why people would want like crazier options now that we were getting into Wave 5, Wave 6. You know, I get it. But it's still a really good track, and us Double Dash fans, you know we love this track. This is an iconic track. The music's amazing. It is like the track of Double Dash. Like when I think of Double Dash, I will usually think of this track first, if not like second behind like Rainbow Road. And I feel like this track fits the whole like how other waves, each cup started with a city track. I feel like Mushroom Bridge would be that track to fit that overall vibe and aesthetic they were going for with starting with all the city tracks. So that's why I think GCN Mushroom Bridge would be the best start to this Secret Cup. For track number 2, we got 3DS Shy Guy Bazaar. Man, I love this track, and this is another one that I'm just shocked didn't make the cut over just so many other tracks. Even, I guess I could say, like, man, I wish this track made it in over Rosalina's Ice World, but I know they added Ice World because of the whole winter vibes, you have Christmas and all that stuff coming up, so it makes sense. This track also just gives me such like Disney Aladdin vibes, and man, I just love nighttime tracks. Like they are so good, and I know Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Engine, we get mad at it because they couldn't give us a sunset for Sunset Wilds, but like they make night tracks also just look super pretty, and like the engine is just so good, and I don't know why they didn't add this track. We also have Shy Guy as a character and all his different colored variants, and we could have like a big race as a bunch of Shy Guys on Shy Guy Bazaar. Man, I'm so disappointed that this track didn't make it in, and I know it will be in the next game for sure. Like, you quote me on this. This track will be in the next Mario Kart game. But anyway, let's move on to track number 3. One you all I know you want. This one I've probably seen in a ton of people's predictions. I know my good friend Aceinator really likes this track. DS Airship Fortress. Like, how did this track not get in? How did DS Mario Circuit make it in before this track? How? Like, how? This track is so good. It's so chaotic and all that stuff, and it would have made sense to be in one of these like final waves, wave 4, wave 5, wave 6. But like, no, they're just like, yeah, we're good. Mario Circuit, we already have 6 other of those, so of course we need one more. Like, who doesn't want Mario Circuit? Like, you can literally have like 6 cups just all be Mario Circuit. But anyway, enough about that rant. There was one thing I wanted to point out with this track, is that in Rome Avanti, they added the Rocky Wrenches enemy. And this is their first appearance in Deluxe. And this character is also a main enemy in DS Airship Fortress. So I think it's just weird for them to make this whole new model of this enemy and only put them in one track. So this is where this whole theory even came from, because I would feel that they would want to use this enemy in more tracks, so maybe they give us a secret cup and bam, DS Airship Fortress, so they can keep using this model they made. But yeah, so that's why I think this track can get in, and there will be similar reasons for this last track, which is track number 4, RHA Plant Pipeline. So like, obviously I feel like everyone knew this track was going to be on the list. It was the only Tour Nitro track to not make it into Deluxe, which I think is pretty weird. And this course also features an enemy known as the Fuzzies, and for the same reason as Airship Fortress, these enemies appear in Rome Avanti. So why not use these models for more than one track? But yeah, this course is amazing. The music is awesome. The whole vibes look cool. I think it would look really cool with anti-gravity going through all the pipes and like all that stuff. But it just seems weird that they would leave this one track out. And I know I have a video discussing like why I think it got cut and all that jazz. But yeah, it would make sense if they're going to add a secret cup to bring this track in, preserve all that content for Tour. Like, they're adding a lot of Mii suits and all that stuff to preserve this content in case the mobile game like gets cut, like you can't even download it anymore. So they need a way to preserve this, so it's just weird that this one track that they put this time and effort into making, and it didn't make its way into Deluxe. So obviously if it doesn't make it into Deluxe in a secret cup, it's most likely going to be in the next game. And a lot of these tracks are probably going to be in the next game, and that's why they didn't make it into Deluxe. So that's what we got. So these are my secret cup predictions. To recap them: track number 1, GCN Mushroom Bridge; track number 2, 3DS Shy Guy Bazaar; track number 3, DS Airship Fortress; and the final track, RHA Plant Pipeline. It would be really neat to see a secret cup, but in the end, I am extremely happy with all that is coming in Wave 6, and I am perfectly fine ending with Wii Rainbow Road. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what tracks you would want to see in a Secret Cup. As always, I hope to see you in the next video. Wook out.